holding a book in your hand is magic.
Yeah.
And engaging the parents and the children, it establishes a relationship that will last for years and years.
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's newsman, Logan Crawford.
They now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're diving into Harry Couldn't Hurry, an imaginarium of imaginactions that take place in the hot days of summer by Bello. It is a playful children's story bursting with imagination and summer vibes. Inspired by the doctor's two young sons, this backyard treehouse moment turns a sparkling spiderweb into a world of imaginactions, where kids' ideas become the action. If you love family-friendly storytelling, creative adventures, and bedtime read-aloud fun, this one is for you. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today. We thank the team at Books to Life Marketing for helping us put him on TV today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Doctor, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
This is such a great book, even the little tongue twisters in the title. Harry couldn't hurry. You got to say that all very, very clearly because there's only a little distinction with each word. But tell us a little bit about the inspiration for the book.
Well, let's say that in order to put everything in context, you have to learn a little bit about my life. I was born in Nicaragua, and I went to medical school in Brazil. In Brazil, I met an American girl. I mean, I would have expected to marry a Brazilian lady. However, destiny has its ways. I met an American girl who was serving in the Peace Corps. And when the time came, I finished my medical school, my residency in general surgery, and we immigrated to the United States. Legally, I must say.
Very important nowadays.
Yes. Then the destiny, once again, this time it didn't do well. It clawed me. My wife died at 38 years of age of breast cancer, and leaving me with 3 daughters.
Wow.
I spent 12 years in widowerhood, and I remarried, and by the grace of God, I had 2 boys.
Wow.
So I had a good balance. It was these 2 boys that I was taking care of while they were playing in the backyard of our house, and they had a treehouse. And suddenly I saw them looking at some under the house, in the corner of the house, with so much intent that I thought it could be a wasp nest. So I went to investigate, and what I saw floored me. They were admiring a spider web that with the rays of the sun looked like if it was made of diamonds. Wow. So I was sensitized. I was proud of their sensibility. And on my way back to my chair, I let them play, of course. But on the way back to my chair, I have to write about this. That was the aha moment. And the name evolved with their ideas. I told them about, we have to write about this. And so, sitting on my lap, we were just throwing ideas of that. And of course, I was absolutely delighted with their imagination. Okay, both. They were 2.5 and 4 at the time. And they threw ideas and I reshaped them, and the book emerged.
Wonderful, wonderful. It must be wonderful to have that terrific memory with your children now preserved within the pages of this book. Because that was kind of like a magic moment with your sons that led to great inspiration. So it's wonderful now that you're sharing the story with children around the world and families around the world.
This is what I say. Parents have to engage their children in healthy reading habits. I mean, children's stories are short enough. Their span of attention is small, right? So the book is 30 pages long. That's all. I mean, of large print, and reading it with them. Grandparents have enjoyed this so much. I mean, I put a few of those books in my church, and the grandparents were delighted, and they started buying up for their nieces and grandkids and so on and so forth. I was delighted with the outcome of this.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm sure you are, and I'm sure a lot of families are delighted that you created this great work together with your sons. Talk to us about imaginactions. That's kind of a word that you've coined for this book.
That is right. I didn't think, but I have seen imaginaction as a word recently, actually. I thought it was my own invention. But an imaginaction is an action that is imagined. And these kids, these two boys, had a very fertile imagination. They were throwing ideas right and left and right, and I had to filter them. So eventually we came out with a storyline. We decided, well, we decided to have them look at the spider with a magnifying glass. And they looked at it, and the little one said, "Oh, he's very hairy." And that is how the name Harry couldn't hurry. We had to do a little tongue twister there, you know.
Exactly.
So it would be remembered easier.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's great for children to be introduced to tongue twisters and alliteration and other literary devices in this book. Why, or what do you hope children get out of it when they read it? What do you hope they learn from it? What do you hope they learn about themselves and other children?
It would be a personal triumph if we can at least diminish their their affirmation, their linkage to the phone, the pad, you know, because reading a book, holding a book in your hand is magic.
Yeah.
And engaging the parents and the children, it establishes a relationship that will last for years and years. And as a matter of fact, you know, I have my collection, my bookcase of children's books, mine and others.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about your writing career. Is this one of other books you've written?
Well, we have actually in the adventures of Harry, we have Harry Couldn't Hurry. That's the introduction of our characters. Then we have Harry Summer Party. And then Harry goes on vacation. And it all stems from our imagination.
Wonderful, wonderful. They sound terrific. It's nice that it's a series. Have you envisioned this series as a TV series, perhaps for kids, or a series of animated videos?
It would please me so tremendously that if anybody's listening, please
Yeah,
pay
exactly.
attention to this. This is worthwhile. I think that the material is TV proper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Animation proper.
Absolutely. Like you said, we've got to break kids away from their phones. So getting them reading is great. If we can reinforce that reading habit rather, with an accompanying video, I think that's terrific as well. And I think Harry, who couldn't hurry, and his other adventures all sound like perfect fodder for a wonderful, wonderful TV series. And there's the book there. Tell us a little bit about the illustrations inside that book.
The illustrations, I went through about 3 or 4, and my charge was Harry is a small spider,
Mhm.
ageless,
Mhm.
curious, and even mischievous, but not to the extent that nowadays in our animated films, they foment violence and esoteric things that are not quite. I want to keep this bucolic.
Mhm.
By bucolic I mean something that is simple, something that you can relate to, things that
Yeah.
can truly happen in your backyard or wherever. Mm.
Yeah.
In fact, the whole storyline of I mean, there are 4. The third book, the Harry Goes on Vacation, I had to put it in 2 volumes
Mm.
because I didn't want to have a 100-page, 60-page book the children will not be paying attention to. Their span of
Right.
attention, we know, is short.
Yeah.
It's for that reason that the third volume is made into 2. And
Mm.
Harry Goes on Vacation is a delightful story as well. I mean, I am enamored with my 3 stories. And we have more in mind
Mhm.
now. The kids have grown a little more. And but we keep in touch by saying, what do we write about next
Yeah.
about Harry? Hmm?
Wonderful.
They came with idea. Let's send him to space. Oh, can you imagine now? Uh, Arachnid astronauts.
I think that's great. I think that's part of the imagination. You imagine it,
That's
make it happen. Every time you write a story, that's imagination in action. And I think that's terrific. Your sons obviously are older now. How old are your sons? And tell us a little bit about the collaboration still and their reaction when you told them, hey, I'm going to get these published.
the interesting thing is that the original idea was 25 years ago,
Wow.
and I wrote it then. I wrote the first installment of Harry Couldn't Hurry.
Mhm.
But last year, I decided to revamp this as I am in the portal of retirement. I'm at
Mhm.
the present time working, doing evaluations, visual evaluations for the Veterans Administration,
Mhm.
serving those who served.
Yeah.
And I feel very proud about this. I have not gone to wilt like a flower into retirement. I am not of the retiring kind.
Yeah.
And besides, you know that keeping your synapses, your brain
Mhm.
connections active, you know, forestall these problems that we are experiencing nowadays. It seems to be that is more prevalent, the senescence, the senility, Alzheimer's disease, different other types of dementia. And for that reason, I said, if I keep my brain active, it's just like a muscle, you keep it exercising. Mm?
Exactly,
And
exactly. Somebody said
therein
to me the
lies,
other day, don't retire, rewire. I think that's a good way to look at it.
that's a beautiful saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to adopt it. Huh?
Well, you've rewired your brain into an author, which I think is wonderful, a children's author, and I'm sure you've got lots of books within you because you certainly possess imagination because you not only imagine it, you put it into action. If you want your kids at home to learn about imagination in action, Pick up these books. They're wonderful. If you love children's books that celebrate imagination, family moments, and summertime wonder, check out Harry Couldn't Hurry, an imaginarium of imaginactions that take place in the hot days of summer, and keep an eye out for the next adventures as well. So far, there's a total of 3 books out there. The 3rd book is in 2 parts, and I think you're going to love them all. And Hollywood, if you're listening, these books would be a great children's TV series. There you go. And there's the book. The book fades in and out, but we're going to show the folks at home the book. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us here today.
It is I who thanks you, I said once again. It has been delightful to talk about this.
It's been a true delight having you on the show. I appreciate your time, your candor, and your energy and imagination for sure. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time.